On this week's Health Watch, we're taking a special look at healthcare for flood victims. Our Laura Ullman spoke with experts about the recovery effort and what it looks like for those physically and mentally affected by last July's flood.
I'm here in one of the Barrie neighborhoods that was devastated by last year's floods. I spoke to one woman who tells me she's pursuing grief counseling to deal with the trauma that the flood caused. She's not the only one.
We're getting calls for the first time ever from some folks. Other folks are really feeling like they didn't get enough help or they didn't know where to go for help. And so, yeah, we're getting a lot of calls from folks.
Heather Sladen of Washington County Mental Health Services says 1 year later, the need for flood-related mental and physical health care remains.
There are absolutely people still struggling and people still looking for help.
Sladen says the flooding anniversary is a trigger to those who may have developed a form of post-traumatic stress disorder from the event.
And the compounding effect of the uncertainty and the inability to respond definitely affected people pretty significantly.
Chief Recovery Officer Doug Farnham says the consistent flooding that continued into December left many Vermonters in a lasting state of stress. Some folks experiencing this persistent strife have turned to drugs and alcohol for comfort.
A lot of the stress that this has definitely caused an increase in dependence and self-medicating.
In addition to mental health problems, both Farnham and Sladen say there are folks struggling with allergies from continuous mold and dust exposure from flood damage.
Mold remediation is very complicated. There's testing involved. And I think those aspects of recovery have been a challenge for us to work through.
As Vermonters still struggle to physically and mentally heal from last year's flood, the 1 year anniversary also marks the beginning of the sundown for some FEMA-funded programs, including SOS Vermont, a disaster mental health recovery program.
And even though it ends, the FEMA funding ends. We don't ever end. You can always call us at Washington County Mental Health.
While funding may be running out for some programs meant to help people who were traumatized by the flood, there are still physical and mental health programs that will continue running if you do need that help. Reporting in Barrie, I'm Laura Ullman, Channel 3 News.